Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for this is your July bonus reading, if I can talk today. And you start off here in your current general energies with this chaos and conflict card, and also this to be fair card. I'll show you both of those cards in just a second. But you could be balancing out a chaotic situation in your life. I feel like it's been, if there has been chaos, I feel like there's been chaos for a few years. And again, you could finally be bringing something like that to a conclusion. So again, if you've been dealing with toxic vibes or toxic energy, then that could be what's going on here with this energy as well. But what I would say is that with that to be fair card, I would be putting energy into more of the things that work. I know I always say this to you, but it is what it is. So it's the time that we're in. We need to double down on the good stuff, as I love to say. And, it's just that simple. So I would pay attention to that. But again, you have these two cards. You end with the Tower as well. The Tower could definitely be chaos or conflict. Obviously, we're going to clarify. One card does not make the reading, as I always say. So, just because you have the Tower doesn't mean the reading is bad. It just means that you have the Tower, and we're going to figure out what that means in just a second. But what I would say here is you start with the World. The World can represent you ending a cycle or kind of bringing something to a conclusion. And this is a positive conclusion, of course. The World is like an achievement. And so I feel like you've been achieving great things here. It's kind of funny because I feel like, also, by the way, random side note here, Leo, if you are working on projects or businesses, or if you have a project or a business, I feel like there's something here, and I'm almost positive I've said this to you before, but it's popping into my head again. It's like the way that you are presenting things is not right, and I'm not calling you out here or anything like that, but, it's almost like, it's like just changing things up a little bit in how something is presented you'll have like 20 times the results. I kid you not, right? And so I think that there's something here about presentation. And this could also be you as well. It's like if you're looking for love, maybe you present yourself a certain way, and it's like just changing the way you present yourself could attract the right person into your life. So I have the word presentation popping into my head, and I don't know. That's it. That's all I get here on the World. The World could also be a move with the Tower. So for some of you, the Tower and the World could just be you moving. You have the Three of Cups as your crossing energy. You also have the Five of Wands right next to it. You have the Devil on the other side of it. I feel like I've been telling you for a while to, be careful of a toxic person that is around you. I don't think this is a lover or anything like that. I think it's like a person you work with or a person in your life. So I would be careful if you have a person who's causing conflict. I feel like saying it's not worth it as well, And so those are the words that are popping into my head. So if this person is like an employee, I think what it's saying is it's not worth it to let them, poison the well. It's not worth it to let them ruin the vibe for the whole entire business if you have a business. But same thing if you work with a person. I think it's like not worth it to even work with this person if you can avoid it, because again, I think they just are a toxic person if you're dealing with that. I also, again, I would also pay attention to the people that you're surrounding yourself with, just in general. Next, in the area of your thoughts, you show up, Queen of Wands. So you are showing up in a very strong position. The Queen of Wands in the area of your thoughts also tells me that you are being guided. She has this sunflower right here, and the sunflower points towards the sun. So you need to move towards your joy, happiness, things that bring joy and happiness into your life, things that make you feel enlightened as well. I would make sure that you're paying attention when you feel excited about like new ideas or new directions, because that is probably like your intuition is guiding you. The Queen of Wands also reminds us that we can learn as we go. So if you're thinking about starting something new or taking something in a new direction, I'm starting to wonder, based off this reading, if you are the one that's causing a Tower moment. And again, this is, that does not have to be a bad thing. That could be you. Maybe you're quitting your job and you're getting a better one. Maybe you are changing your business and leaving the business, or maybe you're simplifying your business. And again, sometimes I think we can cause a Tower for the right reasons, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing either. The Tower can just say that you have seen reality for what it is, and you're just making changes based off of reality. And I kind of feel that with the Queen of Wands. It's almost like your intuition is telling you you can do something. Like it's saying you can do it, this card, and it's saying you will learn as you go. So if you're afraid that you won't like know what to do or what to do next, I feel like you will. In the area of your foundation, you have the Knight of Swords. You always get the Knight of Swords, I've noticed, and the Knight of Swords is kind of like jumping to conclusions or rushing. And so I feel that the Knight of Swords is basically just saying, no jumping to conclusions at this time. Make sure to keep your head on straight. Make sure to focus. And also, no running away from things. The Knight of Swords, he's always facing towards the past. And I feel this reading is saying, keep going towards the future. There's no need to revisit something toxic or something that's caused problems in your life. In the area of the past, the energy you're moving past, you have this peace and serenity card. You have this envy and protection card. So again, you might be dealing with a person who is like envious of you or jealous of you. And I feel like this is saying you are protected from that person. So again, I feel like some of you might have dealt with a toxic situation. You have the devil right here. This could be in love, but for a lot of you, I feel work for some reason or something having to do with work. And, maybe you have a toxic boss, or maybe you've dealt with a person who's talked about you or something like that. And I feel for a lot of you that the good news is it's showing up in the past. The past position in a Celtic cross is the energy that you are moving past. So I do feel you are kind of finally releasing something that has been toxic in your life. Even though in the near future you have the 5 wands, which I'm going to show you in a second, you have this whale spirit. It says, trust the great mystery. You have this vulture spirit. It says, nothing is wasted. The vulture is about conservation of energy. Vultures, if you've ever seen them flying around, they don't really flap their wings. They soar around, and they are conserving their energy for when they find food, and then they flap their wings. So the vulture kind of says that it would be a great time for you to kind of look out for an opportunity, but maybe not spend so much time flapping your wings. Maybe not spend so much time wasting a bunch of energy, and things like that. And this is one of my rules of life. Like literally, this is what I feel like I'm sent here to teach people. I literally started a startup called DENT Makers, if you don't know, because of it. And the whole point of DENT Makers is that we don't guess on what works. I spent so many painful years banging my head against the wall, guessing what works in business and career and everything. And, again, the whole point of the vulture is to see an opportunity and take advantage of it. Same thing with the 5 of wands, right? The 5 of wands is conflict or competition, but the 5 of wands can be learning from the competition. And, I'm a big fan of steal like an artist. With steal like an artist, you're not actually stealing anything. You are just kind of like mimicking success, but you're doing your own work, right? So, again, with the 5 of wands, I think that you can look at the competition in business and you can say to yourself, like, okay, what are they doing that is successful and how can I apply it to my own situation? And again, that doesn't mean you're stealing something. That means that you're taking inspiration and you're improving upon it, or you're doing something better. And I feel like the 5 wands is kind of like all about that. I feel like the 5 wands is really encouraging you to kind of like look at what other people are doing and see how you can like model success. And that's what I would do with the 5 of wands. Remember what I said at the beginning of the reading. It's almost like the packaging or the presentation of something in your life is just a little bit off. And, just with a few changes or by mixing things up just a little bit, I think it'll make all the difference in the world here, Leo. At the end here, you have this crossroads card. It says you'll have a very important decision to make. Is the path you're leaning towards challenging you to grow? Growth is important. You have the 7 of Pentacles. You have this crafter card. It says a talent is just waiting to be expressed by hand. It says start a small business at home by creating novelties by hand. So some of you could be starting something new. I also feel that you could be more hands-on. Or you could be getting more hands-on with your business, or you could be kind of like taking a new path. I think that all your readings recently have been about a new path. It's like you've been on the same road for a very long period of time. And it's funny because, the tower is the breakdown of the matrix. It is kind of like you've been living in a certain reality for a long time, and now you're being brought down to reality. And I feel like we've basically said that for months now, Leo. In the area of the next few months, you have the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups would be a perfect match. So if you are looking for love, I do feel that there could be a strong connection coming in for you. I feel like, it's been a long time. If this part of the reading is for you, you have the 5 of wands. Maybe you've experienced a lot of conflict in connections, but, again, I feel like you could be finding a really good person. 2 of Cups is meant to be 2 totally different people. So this could be a person who is different than your usual type, and they could have some differences as well. What I would say is that there's probably really good communication between the 2 of you. So again, the 2 of you could have really solid communication, or, whatever the case may be with this card. You have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is showing up in the area of your closest relationships. Clearly, I think that there is a change in direction in the area of your closest relationships, or you are kind of looking at your relationships, you're weighing up your options. The Seven of Pentacles, he's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth it for me to keep putting energy into these connections, or is there something better? So a lot of you could really be kind of like weighing up the options here, figuring out who provides energy for you and who doesn't, and you could be making some changes. I do feel like there is a big love change coming in for you, but the thing that I want to say here, Leo, is this isn't really necessarily a love reading, although I think love is always available to us. I kind of feel like this is describing the next few months. I think that all the love stuff we see here in this, like from here and here, is saying that you are kind of in this. I think what's more important, let me spit this out as well. What's more important is that you are looking at relationships and you're paying attention to what you get and what you don't get. And so this is like a little bit of a learning process. And I feel that some of you could be like dating and the Five of Wands can represent going on an adventure as well. And so it's kind of like you're searching for something. The Five of Wands I used to call Indiana Jones. And I feel like you get the Five of Wands a lot. So it's kind of like a card of going on a crazy adventure to get some treasure. And so I feel like you've been on a crazy adventure in love, and you could finally be getting some treasure here in the area of your future feelings. You have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing, being really happy. So there could be a really solid connection coming in for you. Again, I don't necessarily think that it's coming in, this month. It could be over the next few months, but, whatever. Take it how it resonates. I also feel like the Ace of Cups, is more talking about your energy overflowing or creating more of a flow in your life. That cup, all it has to do is reach down into the water below it, and it can fill itself back up. So I feel for a lot of you, this is about kind of making sure that you are entering into situations that have flow. You have the Tower here. I really feel like you're creating a tower here is what I feel. This is your outcome. And again, we're going to clarify, so I wouldn't worry too much about this, but I kind of feel like you are surprising other people with the change that you're making. So like, I don't really feel this is necessarily like really a tower that's being created here. I think that this is you shedding something. You could be like simplifying. I don't know why I have this popping into my head, but you could be simplifying your business. It's like maybe you're getting rid of some people because you need to and you're downsizing. Maybe you're just quitting a job and getting something else. And again, I think the Tower is saying that you've seen reality. Again, the Tower is about coming back down to reality. Let's see. With the Three of Cups in the World, you have the Sun. Yeah, a lot of happiness coming in for you. Again, I'm really not worried about that Tower because, again, I get the feeling it's you. But the Sun is the best card in the tarot. It is your card as well, so you're showing up in a strong position here. Whenever you show up as yourself, it really puts you in a position of power and strength. I would say that the Sun is really talking about you needing to be more playful. We even have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands can represent taking things a little bit too serious in life. And so I feel that the Sun is saying you need more playful energy, but I also feel like the Sun is shining on you. So you could just be kind of soaking up the rays of the Sun. You could be soaking up more happiness in life. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, something's happened to you recently, Leo. I don't even know what. But I feel like something has happened that is almost motivating you. It's like you're finally thinking about taking action in a new direction in your life, or you're thinking about taking action to build something new with the Tower in your life. The Knight of Pentacles, I don't normally really like the Knight of Pentacles. He's not making any moves. He's just standing where he has always been. And he's not doing anything. He's the only knight in the tarot that isn't moving, even though he has all the knowledge and wisdom necessary to make a move. But again, I read intuitively, and I do feel like intuitively you are making progress. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Ace of Wands, out with the old, in with the new, plain and simple, Tower. This castle back here is crumbling, and the Ace of Wands would represent a new beginning, or a passionate new beginning. So I feel like there could be a passionate new beginning coming in for you. I feel like you have to follow your passions. I also want to say that I feel like there are parts of you that are telling you not to do this. I think there are logical parts of you that are saying, I have this big dream right now, or I have this goal, or I have this thing that I'd rather be doing with my life. But logically, it doesn't make sense, which is true. And so I feel like for a lot of you, this is about facing the fears of doing something that's maybe more of a dream, more dreamy, more not grounded in reality, but creating it anyway. And that's what I feel like you need to do here. Like I said, it's like if you do something, you will get like 20 times the results that you're getting right now, is kind of what I feel about this reading. You also have 2 aces, and 2 aces is a definite yes to any question that I haven't answered. So yes to answer your question. With the devil, what do you know? You have the devil. How many times does someone have to prove to you they're the devil is what I feel like saying. I feel like some of you could be work. I feel like this is work related for some reason. And I really do feel like someone is kind of just toxic and really not a good influence as well. I would say the good news is it's coming up in the past, so you're moving past this energy. I would also say the good news is that you have the sun. The sun kind of shines a light. The sun disinfects things. So I feel like, the truth is being shown on a person that is toxic in your life. With the 5 of Wands, you have the Emperor. You're the boss here, Leo. I feel like you're bossing up a little bit, and I also feel like you could be getting a lot of attention as well. I really feel like you're going to take control of something, like all of a sudden in your life. It's like maybe you've been kind of like allowing a business or your career to just kind of, roll along here and just go in whatever direction it wants to. But I really see you kind of like deciding, you know what? No, I'm gonna take control of this situation. I'm really going to make things happen. Sometimes I feel this happens like after a moment of inspiration, and we have the Sun and the Ace of Wands. They both kind of represent inspiration or being inspired, and so it's almost like you're getting an answer on like what to do. And since you have like a good plan to follow, that is the thing that's going to be leading to success. With the 2 of Cups, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, my allergies are super bad today if you can't tell, but what I would say here is with the 5 of Wands, I feel like you could be meeting a new person. It could be your emperor or your empress over the next few months, and I feel like you will find this person like on an adventure. I feel like you will find this person out and about or traveling or going out and having fun. So if you want love, I would get out of the house. With the 7 of Pentacles, you can't make this up. You have the Justice card. I literally said weighing your options on the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like you are weighing things up with your closest relationships, the people that are closest to you. And you're saying like, okay, these people are good. These people are not good for me. They're a bad influence. And you are making decisions based off that. I do feel like some of you could be dealing with something legal as well right here. And it could be a person who like talked behind your back, or a person who, kind of tried to defame you or in some way, or whatever you call it, slander, right? I think is the word I was looking for. So again, if you have a person like that and you're dealing with something legal, this could kind of be a result in a legal matter. With the Ace of Cups, you have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, fortune after difficulty, happiness. Good things coming in for you. I feel like there are blessings coming in for you. I also kind of feel like for those of you that want to have a family, that there really could be blessings coming in through you having a family with a person. So again, if you want love, I would definitely go for it with that energy. And with the Tower, you have the 9 of Pentacles. Told you. I feel like it's you that's causing the Tower moment. And again, this is not a bad thing. I think this is a good thing. It's like you're seeing reality. You're actually seeing things for how they actually are in the world, and this is making you very independent and very successful. The funny thing that I get here, Leo, with this energy is that I really feel that in the future, people are going to say you're right. It's like, sometimes I think people are afraid to like speak up about things that matter, or people are afraid of the consequences if they talk about something. But it's like, if it's the truth and you're right, I feel in the future you will be right. So there you go. You have this dark man. It says dealings with relationships with a man with dark complexion or hair. You have this ring card. It says a marriage will take place either romantic or in business. We talked about this. Definitely could be a person coming in for you. Could be a dark-haired person, and it could lead to marriage in the future for sure. It doesn't have to be a man. Again, I'm reading for like a million of you, so it could be a man, woman, whatever you're into. And I feel like it could lead to marriage. So there you go. You have this tiger. It says doing something risky, taking a chance. Again, I think that the type of risk Leos need to take, and I've told you this before, is like the 110% risk. And what I mean by that is that I'm sure you've all seen those viral videos where people go to jump off like a diving board, and they come up and they don't take the full leap, and they come and they hit the diving board, and it's a mess, right? So this is like saying if you're going to take a risk, you have to go all the way. This is a risk in business or in love. This is saying you have to go all the way through the risk. You have to complete it and see it through to the end, and have follow through. If you don't, you're going to hit the diving board. You have this dog. It says protection from a powerful friend. Yeah, I feel like you are protected at this time, no matter what. You have this axe. It says forces are working against you. I feel like you've felt like this for a long time. Like, I feel like you have felt like almost like you've been punished for being right and all this other stuff. It's not going to matter with the Nine of Pentacles in the Tower, because you were right. I feel like saying you're always right, Leo. There you go. You have this bird flying card. It says news is on the way. Yeah, I feel like there could be good news coming in for you as well. But pretty interesting reading, so I like it. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.